Hey y'all, it's Lethea from Farmview Creators. Let's work on this America insert for the interchangeable window box. Remember, there are two styles of window boxes now. You have the square one that's been there for a while, but also the arched one is now available. I've had this kit for a while and been wanting to work on it. I don't know. I just never got around to it. So I'm going to use light brown sugar glaze across the whole backboard, and you can see I was showing the difference between the raw wood and with that glaze. It didn't darken it too much, but it did give it a little bit more richness. I am using Farmhouse linen as my white, so I did a layer on the front plate that slides into the front of the window box, and also the stripes on the hat, the stars, the little center of the pinwheel, and then getting that second layer on everything. And for my blue, I am using Night Sky. This is a really nice navy. When you do the first layer, sometimes it looks almost tie-dye effect, but when you go in for that second layer, it really deepens it up and gives more even coverage. I'm going to use that on my letters, and I'm using an up and down kind of stamping motion on those so that I don't get a lot of paint buildup in all those little cuts in the letters. I'm going to use that on the little pieces for the pinwheel. No, I use those on the big ones. And then my red is barn door. This one is another chalk style. The Farmhouse linen was also chalk style. I'm liking the barn door right now. I don't know. I went through a mulberry phase, and now I'm back to my barn door. I'll probably like mulberry next week. I'm going to do 2 layers on all of those red pieces, really trying to work and make sure that I have them even so that I only have to do 2 coats. And then getting that done. I had my lid open for a while, and I do not recommend that with chalk style paints because it was drying up in that lid, and so I had lots of those glumpy paint boogers. Doing some dot trios across. My sister-in-law does this all the time and makes it look so easy, and I don't find it easy, but I love how it turns out. So kind of lining up those pieces, make sure I have them right because I want to go in and add some little dot accents. I love doing a trio of dots on my pieces. So I just did a couple of those with the red, and then I'm using Spanish Sunrise mineral acrylic paint on the fireworks and the stars on the pennant. And then I'm going back to that Farmhouse linen, and I'm using an embossing tool for my dots this time, and just adding around those stars and on some of the blue pieces, those dots. Love, love, love. My lid did not want to close. Of course, I'm going to use Debi's DIY Dark Wax to distress all of those pieces and give it more of a vintage worn look. I'm going to go ahead and glue down all my pieces before I use my dead flat top coat, because I am going to do some splatter on it, and I wanted it to be put together when I was splattering it. So getting all those pieces just how I want it. You can still see those score lines really clearly, especially with just using that light stain. I broke my pennant when I was pulling it off the board, so it's okay. I can just fix it. And of course, I painted the wrong side of that small red pennant piece, so I'm gonna fix that real quick. Pulling my red back out, grabbing a brush, getting 2 coats on there, letting it dry, and then I'm gonna get my little dots on it because it has to match the rest of them. I thought about putting dots on the pennant banner, but then decided that might be a little overboard. on the front plate that slides in. As when you hold it in the light just right, you can still see those score lines for the letters, and I really like that because I have trouble getting things straight and getting them lined up sometimes. Love, love, love. Love how it's coming together. Okay, getting those dots on that little piece. Gonna get that glued down with all the rest of the pennant pieces. Quickly. And then for my splatter, I am going to use another glaze. This one is champagne. I love using it as a splatter. I'm gonna spray some water and then just mix in some with my fan brush and then tap it with another brush and just keep on going until I'm happy with it. I did decide to brush some over the fireworks so that they would have more shimmer. Got to get all that splatter dry because we don't want to smear it because it's so pretty. As it dries, it kind of gives off more of that shine and shimmer. The dead flat top coat is going to take the shine out of the paint we want the shine taken out of, but that champagne glaze still has that sparkle, and I love how it looks in my arched window box. I hope you do too. Thank you for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe.